To add the score module to your game, you'll need a slide at the beginning with a button click to begin and a slide at the end with a button where we can click for the score. The button at the beginning, if we just double click that one, I've already written some code in there that just says that when that button is clicked, it's going to take us to the next slide. Okay, now the line of code that's really important for you is that in there you put score equals 0. So what you're doing is you're setting the score to 0. So whatever's happening in your game at that point, or your quiz, at the very beginning, the score is going to be set to 0. If we go on to your question then, and we click for the answer, you'll see I've added in underneath where if we get the answer correct, it shows the message box correct answer. It takes us to the next slide, but also I've added in this new line where we're changing the word score to score plus 1. So if our score starts off as 0, then we're going to be adding 1 to it, so the score would become 1. Say at this point in the quiz you've already got 5 points, and then we're changing it to score plus 1, you would then have 6 points. Okay, so we're making the score grow, it's getting larger. So on the last slide where you've got click for score, if you double click in there, and what you want to write is message box, you scored, and score, and out of, and whatever your quiz is out of. So our quiz is out of 1. Now if I let this happen as a quiz, we wouldn't have any gaps between the numbers. So what I'm going to do, if I just show you what this would look like if we played it, you'll see the scored and the out doesn't have a gap between it. So what we want to do in ours is you just need to make sure that after the word you scored, before your speech marks, you have a gap, and before the word out, you have a gap. Okay, and that's the really important thing to do here. The final thing you need to add to do is add a module called score. So if we go to module, and all you want to type in here is public score as integer, and integer is another word for a number. Okay, so if we now go back to our plan and we give this a go, so let's click to begin, let's answer September, click for answer, we got it correct, and click for score, you scored 1 out of 1.